Okay, good morning, everyone who loves Philadelphia film. I want a big yo. My name is Sharon Pinkenson. I'm the Executive Director of the Greater Philadelphia Film Office. It's a little glary, so I'll put on the shades. I just want to thank all of you. I love everybody who's here. We all love each other because we love this business, the movie business, the television business, the moving picture business is what we live for. It's what we support our families on, and it's what changes the world. It's how we tell our stories, and it's how we put our kids through school, and it's important in every segment of our city. It brings tourists here to this spot, as I've been saying all along. Why do you think they call them the Rocky Steps, right? So you are here, you all know that. We're here, but a lot of people have said, why are you guys having this rally? We're having a rally because our industry lives and dies by the Pennsylvania film tax credit. And we are fighting to keep that tax credit from being cut. The state budget is a mess, and they're talking about finding ways to save money and not raise taxes. If they try to save money by cutting the film tax credit, they're losing the taxes that all of us pay because we're working in the film industry. So we're here to tell them about that. We've got a lot of amazing speakers that are lined up to talk to you. Is Senator Hughes here yet? Not yet. Okay, he's on his way. I want you to, when he gets here, Senator Vincent Hughes, you're going to meet him. He is a tremendous supporter of the Pennsylvania film tax credit, and he is going to tell you why he wanted us to have this rally so that he can show his colleagues in the House and in the Senate in Harrisburg why our tax credits are so important. We are competing with states that have understood that the film industry brings jobs, brings taxes, brings tourists, and brings people to move to their state to work in this industry. I'm talking about Georgia. Georgia's kicking everybody's butt because they uncapped their tax credit. And I know a lot of you know people who have permanently, although they want to come back, have moved to Georgia to get the work. How many of you know people who have moved to Georgia to get the work? That's pretty sad. That is really pretty sad. We know that they all want to come back to Pennsylvania. We know that people, how many of you have to work in New York a lot? Yeah, and that's because they have a $420 million a year tax credit. But they do 5 years at a time with a rollover, so they never run out of money. It's the biggest tax credit in the world. And we're competing with Massachusetts and Illinois. California's beefed up their tax credit program, and the business is coming back. North Carolina said one day, no tax credits, and what happened? Everybody left and went to Georgia. So we have, the reason that we're here, if the world wants to know, is because we are important to Pennsylvania. Our jobs are important to Pennsylvania and Philadelphia and our region and to our families. And I think this is probably a great time to bring along one of our greatest heroes ever in Pennsylvania. And I want to introduce, we're not doing introductions, but I'm going to just bring up right now, and I want to hear a great big Philly welcome for M.Night Shyamalan.
Hey guys, how are you? I've only got a few minutes, they told me, but you know, if I can get my 3 teenage daughters to a rally at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. on time, we can do this. This is a, I've been making movies here in Philly, obviously, since I was a kid. You know, my first film, I was 23, directed my first film here, and the crews were like taking care of me like fathers and uncles. In fact, my first drink was in the back of one of the grip trucks, but I don't know if that's a story. My first screwdriver I ever drank was that gentleman right there. So I was like, wow, I feel really good. This is great. This isn't part of what I was going to say. I just went off on that. But actually that is, because it's like now that person's son works on my movies. And so 20 years of making movies, you know, they took care of me, and I want to take care of everybody else. And So it's a big deal. Nobody wants to protect this tax credit more than me. Nobody wants Philly film to do better and Pennsylvania to do better in making movies and television shows than I do. I feel very loyal, as you guys can tell. I've shot everything since I was 23 here. It's a non-starter with me with the studios. If you want to make a movie with me, we're shooting it here. So, but I've been lucky enough to be in the position to bring a lot of work here, even beyond. That's one of the tax credit supporters back there. So excited for us. And I'm lucky enough to be in a position where I can bring other movies here and TV shows here. And with the tax credit the way it is, I was explaining to my girls, they were asking me in the car, what is it, why is it important and all that stuff? And I said, when there's a limited amount and it's decided year after year, not long term, I can't bring a film here that I'm producing if it doesn't time exactly right and we don't know exactly if we got the money, then they just take it somewhere else. And even me, I can push as hard as I can't get them there when a TV show, for example, like I shot Wayward Pines, obviously, and I wanted to shoot it here, but we couldn't do it because we couldn't guarantee the multi-year tax credit, all of those things. You guys know I'm fighting like crazy behind the scenes to get it here, but it's a non-starter. It's just a fact if we have the tax credit, it's uncapped or moved way up, and it has multi-year. This place there'll be 10 times as many people here at this rally because it'll be just packed. I just met a kid who came to one of the locations when we were shooting signs. I think he was in Drexel. Where are you? You went to Drexel? There you are. And he saw us making signs. A lot of us were making signs that time, and now he's going to become a filmmaker. You telling me he's not going to come back here and stay here and keep shooting? It's just a fact. So like the two examples I mentioned, so one was Devil. So Devil, for example, was one of those timing things where the company that was funding it said, we have to know we have the tax credit, and it wasn't quite approved, and the budget was being held up, and they're deciding most likely we're going to have it or not, and just in that ambiguity, they were like, we have to go, sorry, and it was gone, and we lost Devil to out of the country actually, and obviously. It kills me. I don't even want to make films that way. I don't even want to make TV shows that way where it's not here in Philly. So I'm so not motivated to do anything that's not here. So it's a giant deal, and it is such a huge thing for all of us, obviously. For me, these films are going to get made. If a film comes, like they call me and say, what's it like to shoot in Philly? And I tell you, these are the greatest crews, it's the greatest place ever, and I do the whole spiel, which is the truth. And by the way, whenever I have people come here, studios or stars, they always go, I want to come back. And we always have return business because they love shooting here. Whether it's Mark Wahlberg or whoever it is, they always come back and shoot. And then the question is, the first thing they do is some person on a desk goes, we're going to run, do they have the tax credit? That's the first question asked. And the conversation begins and ends there. So it's not even an incentive. It is a required lifeblood for the decision-making process. So it's super important. It's our existence. It's our existence to here. And I want nothing more to have 5 TV shows here and four movies shooting constantly. And then ultimately, I would say this: if we had the equivalent kind of freedom with the tax credit that other states have, I believe we win over all those states, because I do believe we have the best, most cinematic places to shoot in this state, and so we're just going to win. It's really the best, and I've heard that from many people in the industry, all the people deciding to make movies, whether even it's a sci-fi movie like Transformers, or whether it's a period piece, or a cop drama, whatever it is, we have the best version of it. Our locations in this state are insane. They're insane. I mean, Night of the Living Dead, baby, they showed it, and then we all took up. And so it's, for me, when it's equivalent playing field, we're going to win, we're going to explode. And look at what George is doing. I mean, like Tyler Perry, essentially, to some extent, is like an equivalent of me, and he's able to build an entire industry, infrastructure, and all that stuff. I would love to do that. And look, my daughter's starting film school in September. She's gonna come here, and she's gonna start making movies. And we want all those young people out here, and it's just gonna go huge, right? It's all gonna be great. And now when I'm, in a few years when I'm too old to make sense, you guys aren't listening to me anymore, and you're listening to her. I want a huge amount of crew. I want families here. I want, just like that, his son to be working for generations and generations like that. It's such an honor to tell stories here. I will fight to the very end. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you. If you don't know who I am, I'm David Morse. I've been lucky enough to work in Philadelphia and Pittsburgh both. We did a series here called Hack for a couple of seasons. I've done a few features here. I just finished doing two seasons on a series in Pittsburgh, a movie called Concussion in Pittsburgh. I really understand how fantastic this state is. We have two great cities on either end of the state and a fantastic state in between, and everybody should be working in this state. Let me read a letter here from Coleman Domingo. He's an actor. He's known for Lincoln, Lee Daniels, The Butler, and Selma, and he's planning to direct a film here this year. And he's a son of Philly, and he's really proud of this place. So as a creative in the arts for over 25 years, it has been very important for me to depict complex, raw, thoughtful, and honest portrayals of the city that has given me so much. I was raised in West Philly, graduated from Overbrook. I attended Temple University. I'm Philly through and through. I carry the heart of Philadelphia with me in all that I do as a director, as an actor, as a writer, and there is no other city like my hometown. I spent much of my career as an actor filming in regions of the South, and Vancouver, and New York, and Los Angeles. I've always thought that Pennsylvania, with its rich and diverse landscape, its urban and rural areas, its hard-working artisans, and its wealth and diversity, could make Pennsylvania Hollywood mid-Atlantic. So just outside of New York, Pennsylvania is ripe to be competitive in this golden age of television and film. And with the proper tax breaks, Philadelphia can become a world-class leader in television and film. It will build on a vibrant and lucrative industry and build more industry in the city that I love and support new opportunities for the city as a whole. The future is for the taking. Thank you, Coleman. You know, I've also, like probably all of you, I've done a lot of work not here. I've worked in New York. When I did a pilot up in New York because of their tax incentives. It seems unbelievable to me. They had 85 television productions happening at that time in New York, along with all the film work. I did a series in Louisiana called Treme with David Simon. And when we were there, because of their tax credits, they were doing more films in Louisiana than they were in Los Angeles. And then when they got rid of their tax credits, the business all moved to Georgia. Now Georgia is booming. Why aren't we booming? You know, we hear that there are people in Harrisburg who don't really believe in the tax credits. You know, somehow they feel like we're being taken advantage of by Hollywood. Well, I think we should take advantage of Hollywood. You know, when we watch the credits at the end of a film, all those people that go by, those are all jobs. You know, those are jobs. And finding a film and television, it's expensive. It needs lots of people. I'm just going to read some of the jobs that we do here. If politicians are concerned about creating jobs in our state, the film industry hires a few. They hire teamsters, they hire carpenters, they hire painters, lighting technicians, sound technicians, grips, caterers, accountants, landscapers, designers, tailors, hairstylists, makeup artists, location scouts, musicians, police, computer programmers, special effects people, writers, actors, directors, assistants to assistants, specialists in all kinds of things, stunt people, background artists, and even sometimes politicians. Film production, it comes from all walks of life and from all our communities. And instead of feeling like Hollywood is taking advantage of us, we should be taking advantage of them. So let's get our people working here. Let's get our 3,000, if you can believe it, 3,000 SAG AFTRA members in the area. Let's get them busy. Let's get all our union and non-union people busy. Let's do what Sharon and her office have been working so hard to do for so many years. Let's shine a light on our city, on our state, and show how great we are. Get our people working right here where they belong. Thank you. Come on.
What's up, people? Come on, this is supposed to, all right, I'm State Senator Vincent Hughes. This is supposed to be a rally, all right? There's no silence at a rally. Y'all gotta make some noise. If you want the tax credits, you gotta act like you want them. If you want the role, you gotta act like you want the role, all right? Right, Dallin?
That's right, kids.
Exactly, all right. So come on. This is real simple. This is not complicated. We got the best city in the world. The most beautiful, the most talented, the people who know exactly what to do when it comes time to creating life and breathing artistic reality, and all the other folks who need us to do that. We got the best city. Now we gotta make our colleagues in Harrisburg, including my friend the governor, understand that this is important and that we need to uncap the tax credit program, all right? We need to drive more funds. We need to drive more funds into this industry because, yes, it creates jobs. It creates lots of jobs, all right? It creates jobs for all kinds of individuals, folks in front of the camera, but more importantly, folks behind the camera. And I got to be careful because my wife is an actress, and I said more importantly behind the camera, all right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Shameless plug, Shirley, Ralph, Moesha's mama, all right? That's my wife, all right? Shameless plug, all right? Always got to get that in. She's on Broadway right now, Wicked. You know, I don't have no tickets, all right? All right? Okay? But beyond the fact that we're creating jobs, beyond the fact that we're putting people to work, most times at union scale, which is a nice family-sustaining gig, all right? Beyond the fact that we're driving dollars into the economy, we do something else for people, all right? We make sure that their dreams, in some way, shape, or form, are realized in some way. The dream of accomplishment, best noted by, if you will, my good friend Rocky over there, all right, was realized and told on these steps and throughout this city. And how many times has that movie, no matter how many times you've seen it, all right, inspired you in some way, shape, or form to drive forward? Or the movie Philadelphia, which uncovered an issue that had been hidden for decades, for years, and put light on an issue and allowed folks who were suffering to come out of their circumstance and to get extra help. We do something more than just put people to work with these tax credits, all right? We do something more than just drive this economy. We do something more than become more of an economic engine than those sports teams that play their games at the other end of Broad Street. Because more people are involved in this industry than are playing down at Broad and Patterson. All right, we do something more than that. We tell folks stories. We give folks hope. We give folks an opportunity to think beyond themselves and see their dreams in someone else. And you know what? If that can happen there, that can happen for me too. And that is hugely important. More important than can be quantified. More important than you can put a number to. So y'all got to stop being quiet. All right? You got to raise some hell. All right? You cannot let this rally be the last time that you spoke up about this issue. All right? You all know your legislators, or you should. You all know your senators. You all know the governor. You need to speak clearly and directly to them to uncap the tax credit program, drive more money into this industry, put more people to work, but equally as important, if not more so, allow the dreams of folks to be realized through the work that it is you do. So let's fight for it. Let's not walk away from it. Let's walk towards it. Let's not be apologetic about what it is that we do. You watched the movie last night. You woke up this morning. morning, you watch the movie this morning, before the day is over, you're going to watch another movie, you're going to turn on the TV, you're going to see friends of yours, you're going to see stuff that you wish you could have done. Well, if we uncap the tax credit, there'll be more opportunity for you to do what it is that you need to do. We need you! So fight for yourself and fight for this program. Thank you all.
All righty, well, we have to follow that. Okay.
We'll try to be as happy and as energetic.
So first, folks, I need a picture of you guys. Okay. We are Heery Loftus Casting. I'm Diane Heery.
I'm Jason Loftus.
And we know a lot of you folks here today, and we're thrilled that you're all here. We cast a lot of the TV shows and the movies that shoot in the area, and we really feel the impact that this makes, the film tax credit, what it brings to our city, our whole region. I just have to say personally, you know, I am Temple made. And knowing we have, you know, the film and theater department at Temple, we have Drexel's film department. Drexel, yeah. You know, we have, you know, Villanova has a program, University of the Arts. I mean, we have creative people doing film and TV and theater who are studying for those roles in life now. And we don't want them to move away. And I think that's a really big thing that we also have to consider is these are creating jobs and jobs that will stay here and like Knight mentioned, it's going to be the son of a crew person, the daughter of a crew person. Yes, the daughter. But we, you know, they will stay here if we have the jobs. And these creative people are doing such wonderful work in the universities that we want those beautiful minds to stay here. So, I mean, that's just another factor that we overlook sometimes, that, you know, these upcoming new filmmakers and actors and creative people and art directors, we need to nurture them and keep them here too. Now, we do the casting for the actors and the extras on the films.
Well, the average studio film, when they come to shoot here, usually employs between 1,500 and 2,000 extras. These are people who are paying taxes. These are people who are buying services and goods in the area. And we usually cast around 30 to 40 principal roles or speaking roles in each movie. Again, these are union, high-paying jobs. These are jobs that people support their families on. These are not frivolous, low-paying jobs.
Yeah, and here's a little important thing that sometimes people forget. With a speaking role in a film, it is the gift that keeps on giving, because you'll get a residual check, so you're getting income for a while longer. And again, that's income and that's taxes paid, and that's money that you can now spend on services here in Philadelphia and in the region. So keeping our work here is what's really critical. I know we're all hearing the same thing over and over from different versions of it, but like, you know, Senator Hughes said, it is important that the second you get home today, you're getting on the emails, you're emailing your state senators and your reps and the governor, and you're going to call, you know, you're going to phone them. You know, I have a little thing I do every morning. It takes 3 minutes of my day of, you know, I'm going to either phone one person or email one person. I have a list, and by the time I'm done the week, I've done 15 people. So just get yourself a round robin going of who you're going to call or contact at least once a week. You know, be heard. I guess that's really what we need, want everybody to understand. Be heard.
And aren't we all sick of seeing our friends move to Georgia?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Hi. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah Megan Thomas. I am an actress, writer, and producer who lives in New York and comes home to shoot my films here. I am a die-hard Eagles fan, and I married a Cowboys fan, so you can figure out how. He's up there. You can boo him away. But my 3-year-old is an Eagles fan, so we're okay. But joking aside, there are many reasons that I bring my films home to shoot here, and it starts with Sharon Pinkenson. Where is she? There she is. She's busy, but her and her film office and their entire team and what they do to make it easy. I make low budget films. They're all under $5 million. It is a struggle every day. And what Sharon does is really make it possible, whether or not it's helping me with a tricky location, whether it's finding the right crew person, or whether it's the PA tax credit. And I can tell you, I cannot make a single movie without the PA tax credit. It is a piece of financing that without it, no movie exists. And I've used it twice. I hope to use it a third time, and I hope we can keep this going. Just in closing, I want to say how great the locations here are. I've shot London and Philly. My last film, Equity, was all about Wall Street. I've shot Wall Street on Philly. Thank you. If you haven't seen it, it's on Netflix right now. Little plug. Equity. It's the first female-driven Wall Street movie. Sony Classic. Yay. We shot Wall Street in my mom's office, which is the Pyramid Building. That was our Wall Street, And I've shot in every single room in my parents' house. So let's keep Pennsylvania on the big screen.